Hey guys, welcome to today's video, all about being a personal trainer. So, as you may or may not know, around this time last year, I made the quite hasty decision to just suddenly drop a safe office job for quite a big career switch and became a personal trainer. To some people, this would have been pretty scary, a pretty big thing to do, but honestly, to me, it felt nothing but natural. It felt nothing but natural because I knew I wanted to do it at that period of time, and I knew that I would make it work, whatever happened. So I can't speak for all gyms, but at mine, the atmosphere of just overall self-improvement and the friendliness of staff and members of the gym and everything, it's beyond anything I've ever experienced working anywhere else. It's crazy, and thank God, a year later, I still say it was the best decision I ever made. So I think that sets the overall mood for this video. It's clearly a job I love and I'm happy that I'm doing it. So some of the points in this are going to be more positive, some of the points in this are going to be more negative, but overall I have a positive experience as a personal trainer, and nothing in this is meant to push you one way or the other. You should just go with your gut, go with your instinct, and do what you think you're meant to do. Enough rambling, let's get into the first thing I didn't expect about being a personal trainer. So, number one, the things I thought I needed to know aren't the things I actually needed to know. So, I'm a pretty stereotypical nerd when it comes to fitness. As soon as I learn something, I want to learn more and more and more, and I get deeper and deeper into that topic, and I end up splitting hairs on hairs, I'm not going to lie. I know that in the grand scheme of things, a lot of the stuff that I do divulge into doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but I enjoy it, so who cares? But yeah, basically, when I was gearing up to become a personal trainer, when I knew I'd made that decision, all of this kind of went into hyperdrive, and I ended up just going tunnel vision, learning as much as possible. I was learning all these complex words and methods of periodization and strength specific training methods, etc., etc. And although in part it was for myself, because I do love that kind of stuff, it does really interest me. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that it would help me, that it would benefit me when it came to training my clients at the gym. Turns out, when you're new to personal training, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know all these super complicated stuff. It's not that specific, and as long as you have a solid foundational base knowledge, then you already know more than 99.9% of the population, and more than anyone that's going to be hiring you in the gym. So obviously, I'm not saying that knowing that stuff doesn't help, and it absolutely is something you should learn, and I have used it already just from the little amount of experience I do have. And obviously, as you get deeper into personal training, you start to get more specific in the type of clients you take. But when you start out, the stuff you think you need to know isn't what you need to know. The things you actually need to know when you're getting into training are sales and communication skills. This is a massive one. Sales and communication skills basically make or break a personal trainer. In this job, you're a salesperson, but instead of selling a product, you're selling yourself. Not in the weird way. You might be the most knowledgeable PT in the world, but if you can't effectively communicate the knowledge you have in a way that your client will be able to apply it to their life, then you won't be successful. Simple as. If you can communicate simple information in an incredibly effective way, then you'll be much more successful as a personal trainer. You'll impact your clients more, they'll see better results, and it will be much more sustainable. You'll hold on to clients better, Basically, learn how to communicate and don't bombard them with jargon. Along the same lines, you need to be able to sell that you are the best person for the job, because you're probably in a gym with multiple personal trainers, and if you can't sell that you're the best person for the job, if you're not confident in yourself as a trainer, why would they be confident in you as a trainer? Why would they choose you? Next up is mobility. This is a big one. The amount of people with acute injuries such as back pain, hip pain, knee pain that's just kind of always there. It's not from a specific injury, it's just ongoing levels of pain, is ridiculous. It is ridiculous how many people suffer with this and just kind of accept it. But from my experience and from anyone that knows what they're talking about, this pain is usually caused by the same thing, and that is a lack of mobility. If you have a sound knowledge of mobility and you can help people fix these things, you can use them to effectively eliminate pain, and you become a magician. You become God. If you can help a client or even just somebody at the gym do a few mobility drills, and within a week their knee pain that they've had for 30 years is diminished drastically, you are God. So don't think that your only role as a personal trainer is to help people lose fat or build muscle. That's part of it. But if you can change somebody's pain that they've had for years and years, then you've changed someone's life, and that's where you are most effective. That's where you are most valuable as a personal trainer. And the last thing that you need to learn sounds a bit weird on the face of it, but you need to know how to present your personality. And for a lot of people that sounds a bit confusing, but hear me out. To be an effective personal trainer, you need to learn how to present your personality. Everybody has their own personality, but not a lot of people know how to show it. Naturally, we kind of hide it, we go into our shells, and honestly, this is something I struggled with a lot, still struggle with it now. Hopefully it's getting better, hopefully doing this is making it better as well. But people don't hire the information in your brain, they hire the personality that you have. People hire people. So you need to get across your personality so that people know who you are, because they want to work with you. People don't hire people, so you need to show people that you are people. The second thing that I didn't expect when becoming a personal trainer is very positive. It is personal confidence, or just confidence in myself. This is something I really didn't expect. Being somebody that has literally struggled all my life with having such low confidence in myself when it comes to speaking in front of people, whether it be one-on-one discussions, small groups, large groups, whatever it was, I got nervous as hell. Turns out the best thing you can do for this, after trying pretty much everything, just become a PC. Knocks it right out of you. Seriously, the amount of confidence that I gained in such a short amount of time when I became a personal trainer is beyond ridiculous. It's so good, and I think a lot of it is down to being completely thrown in the deep end. When you're having to approach people you don't know on a daily basis, when you're having to create and sustain conversations with people that you don't know, or you don't know very well, for an hour at a time, when you're having to speak in front of full classes of people and demonstrate exercises and potentially make a tit out of yourself and realise that no one actually cares, there's not much time for insecurity when you're doing these things daily, and before you know it, you realise that you're doing it without a care, and it's just coming easy to you, and it's so noticeable, not only to myself but to the people around me as well, the people that know me. So that is it. The second thing I didn't expect when becoming a personal trainer was the huge boost in personal confidence. Number 3, let's get excited, is the type of clients you get and the type of things they tell you. So When I was first due to become a personal trainer, I made the assumption that all clients would be this one mindset, and that was that they were super hyper determined on a specific goal, like they want to lose 15 pounds of fat by this day, or they want to do this or do a certain goal, hyper focused, and they just wanted me to help them just get there. And there definitely is that type of client, and it's awesome working with somebody that does have such a specific goal, because it allows you to get really focused on their training. But this is quite rare. It's definitely not every client like I thought it would be, or even every other client. There's a lot of types of clients you get, and this is what I didn't expect. You've got the clients that are fully aware of how little they know, and thank God for these people. They admit they don't know that much, and they know that you know a lot, so they hire you to help them along the right path when they're getting started. And these are the people which usually don't injure themselves by doing some stupid thing that they saw on Instagram. Then you've got the client that's not got enough confidence to be in the weight room by themselves. They just need you with them, a bit of, mental hand holding, and that's completely fine as well. It's quite common, and it's understandable because it can be a bit of an intimidating atmosphere to somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. There's a client that just kind of wants to feel healthy, get on with it, make a bit of progress. And then what surprised me, the most common thing that I've seen so far anyway, is that you've got the client that has a general direction they want to move in. They want to put on a bit of muscle, lose a bit of fat. They want to move in that general direction, and they want somebody to have a good chat with at the same time. So they're trusting your knowledge. They'll kind of do whatever you say. They trust that you're pushing them in the right direction, and they want a bit of banter whilst they get there. And this is a common client to have. I didn't expect it, but I love it. And shout out to all my clients that are like that. They're great. So there's 1,000 different types of goals. There's 1,000 different ways of approaching those goals. So don't assume that all your clients will need the same approach to their training. Also, without going into too much detail, some of the information and stories they trust you with, interesting. Number 4 is how invested you get into your clients. So this one might just be me, but I really didn't expect to get so damn invested in my clients' lives and progress, their journeys, if you like. So before I became a PT, I knew that I would get satisfaction and I would enjoy helping people improve their lives, make a change, reach their goals, all that kind of stuff. But I didn't expect to care as much as I do, and as quickly, and care as quickly as I did. For my strength clients that care about getting stronger, I want them to get PRs probably more than they do. And when a client that I know has been busting their arse on their diet, on their training to try and lose fat, I get nervous for them when it comes to stepping on the scale, because obviously their results in part reflect on me, but also I want results for them so badly because I'm that invested, and I didn't expect that. It's not even just with their fitness goals. If a client tells me they've got a date at the weekend, I get excited for them. I care about whatever it is that's going on in their life. You just get so focused on it, and I guess it's because you're spending such a focused amount of time with this person. There's not many people in your life that you spend a solid hour one-on-one with every week, or 2 or 3 times a week even. So you just develop, or I just develop, this insane investment in their journeys. So you really should expect to become fully invested in your clients as a PT. Their wins become your wins, and their problems become your problems. Unless that's just me. And number 5, the last thing I didn't expect when becoming a personal trainer was the schedule. Now, I think it was quite naive to not expect this or not realise this as a personal trainer. I should have known it was going to be the way it is. And so personally, I am by no means overrun with clients. I'm still very new to it. I'm still building up a client base, but I've started to experience this on a small scale, and I see it from colleagues on a larger scale. And it's not a bad thing. The schedule is not a bad thing. It's just coming from a very rigid 9 to 5 job. It's different. Basically, you think that all your clients are going to fit nicely one after the other. You've got Susan, then Heather, then Sarah, and it's all one after the other, ... then you have your lunch, ... then you train, ... and it all flows nicely. You've got one client right where you've got time from them. You've got a client just after you've naturally woken up. You've got a client just before you'd like to have dinner. Nah, mate. What you actually have is you've got the client that needs to have a session 2 hours before you would normally be awake. And then you've got a client a few hours after that, which just turns out to be exactly halfway through when you would normally be training yourself. Then you've got, then you've got your third client who is basically their session will be whenever you want to eat dinner, whenever you're hungry. That's when they want their session. And then you've got the client that wants to be in the gym for the last hour before the gym closes. So basically, you're there all day. You're dotted throughout. You've got big gaps of hours at a time. But you know what? That's okay, because it gets better with time. As you fill out, you get more selective. You build your schedule. You work around things, and most importantly, you make it work. And that's what's important. If you care, which we all do because it is a passion-driven job, if you care, you'll make it work. It is what it is. So that's it. Those are the 5 things that I didn't expect or least expected when becoming a personal trainer. I'm sure there's some things I've missed, so let me know in the comments below what you didn't expect when you became a personal trainer, or whatever job you became. Whatever job you got into, let me know what you didn't expect, and we will have a little chat in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do give it a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Until the next one, see you later.